kind of makes sense, and it's not like a, if you've seen Taunt Quest Warrior in the past, it's not like a traditional control deck where it just tries to run your opponent out of resources. It tries to stabilize long enough with taunt minions in order to complete a quest, which becomes its win condition.
That's right, and it's going to be
Voodoo Doll.
The old Taunt Warrior again for Alliestrasza. Orange, he's moving over to Q-Block, but there's quite a few new tools that this deck picked up that are they're a bit interesting to me. I think one of the ones that really interests me the most is Dark Possession.
Yep.
It's a 1-cost spell. It says deal 2 damage to a friendly character, so you can target yourself with this, and then you discover a demon.
Which also includes Nightmare Amalgam, because it is an elemental, a mech, a demon, a murloc, a dragon, a beast, a pirate, and a totem.
It's like the end of that Johnny Cash song. So I'm every minion type man. You know? He's just listing off all the minions that he is.
I do
Not
know.
the places that he's been.
I was thinking it's more like a Bob Dylan song. Just because I feel like he said...
Oh, because you can't understand it.
Yeah, well, I feel like he said all of those words at one point in some of his songs, but I have no idea. Yeah, and also some of the other tools that Orange has included. Ratcatcher, which destroys a friendly minion, gains its stats, and also has Rush.
Yeah, 3-mana 2/2.
Yeah, so it can act as a cube activator as well as removal tool in the same card.
Yeah.
Because you're gaining its stats, you're destroying it to activate the Death Rattle, and then you can use that, which is now a 6/8 Rush that can help you gain back the board and destroy your opponent's minions. It also sticks around.
It's also just a good card. I mean, say like you pulled a Void Lord out of a Skull of Minari.
Yeah.
And you don't really need the Void Lord. Your opponent's not applying a lot of pressure. They just have like one big thing stacked on the board. The Ratcatcher can absorb those stats and just act as a value machine, just hitting down minion after minion after minion because it just got +3/+9.
Yeah. And also another card included is Baleful Banker, which is a 2-mana 2/2 that chooses a friendly minion and puts a copy of that minion in your deck.
Yeah, I love
so
Banker.
with all the demons that you want in your deck and Possessed Lackey and just the way the deck works with you want to have a flood of demons that are constantly being kind of cheated out, Baleful Banker just allows you to have one more that you have access to in your deck. Also Lord Godfrey, which is sort of the Defile effect, 7-mana 4/4 that deals 2 damage to every minion, and then if it kills every other minion, and then if it kills one, it repeats that effect. So it's like a very upgraded Defile that's attached to a
It's like a hyper primordial Drake.
Yeah. That just keeps going. And of course, Rotten Apple Bomb, which we've talked about, which is kind of just sort of that anti-aggro tool. 5-mana 4/5 taunt, which restores 4 health to your hero. So a lot of new tools being utilized by Orange in this Q-Block. It does sort of have the same types of win conditions that Q-Block did in previous iterations. It just has a couple ways to do that even better at times, which is pretty neat. It did lose N'Zoth, so it can't summon back that huge board of Void Lords and cubes again.
It's a sad day. I love N'Zoth.
Yeah, but did get some tools to make up for it. Alliestrasza, though, this Taunt Warrior is getting in some damage.
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, you still have to check Taunt Warrior. You can't just any deck that plays minions, you have to check eventually. You can't just ignore the stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what the Skull of Minari is for. You ignore it for just one more turn, and then you start cranking out some demons. But there are what looks like some. Wait, is that Lord Godfrey in hand? He's not a demon, is he?
Lord Godfrey in hand. No, he's not.
Okay, yeah, there's no negative hits here. For some reason, I was thinking that was a demon.
Nope. And there's the Ratcatcher.
Ooh. 1/5 poisonous in play for Allie, though. I mean, Orange has got to take care of that. That's going to wipe out the Void Lord body really easily.
Yes, it is. And stick around as well. Orange does have the option to Cube plus Dark Pact.
Oh, no, that's not. That's a reasonable play. It's not that powerful.
Yeah, and on Alliestrasza's side, we didn't talk about some of the cards that Odd Cost Warrior lost. Voodoo Doll is sort of in there to make up for the loss of Execute.
It's a 3-mana 3/3 or 3-mana 1/1. It's Battle Cry. Choose a minion.
I think it's a 0/1.
No, it's a 1/1.
Oh, is it a 1/1?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 3-mana 1/1, and it says Battle Cry. Choose a minion, and then it says Death Rattle. Destroy that minion.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a like spooky little what are those things called?
Pumpkins?
No,
Baseball bats?
I guess it's just voodoo doll. You know, like in all the cartoons, they'd like put the pin in it or whatever, and like they would tickle it with the feather, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't stop laughing."
Voodoo doll. Oh, what is it? It's one of those.
Oh, jeez.
Voodoo dolls.
No, there's a specific name for it that I can't think of right now. I don't know what it is. I'm not a word wizard. Little known fact.
The only thing that's coming to my head is acupuncture doll. But that makes
wow, I feel so much better.
That makes 0 sense. No, I know what you're talking about, though.
It's some spooky word that I can't think of. Now, the one downside to having Baku the Moon Eater in your deck is that sometimes you actually draw Baku the Moon Eater.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty well statted. It's a 9-mana 7/9.
It's subjective.
It's a Doom Caller.
9 mana. It's a 7/8? 7/9?
7/9. Yeah, I think it's a 7/9. It's like a Doom Caller. You don't necessarily put it in the deck because of the body.
Of course.
Yeah. The cool thing that I like about Baku and again Greymane, its even cost counterpart, is that when you throw it in your deck in the collection at the beginning of your deck creation, you get the option to filter all of your cards by even or odd cost, odd cost, depending on whether it was Baku or Gen that you had put in your deck. So
very first time I did that, I was like, oh, that is super helpful.
The very first time I did it, I actually made my whole deck before I put Baku in. And it's like, do you want to sort your collection by odd cost cards? And I was like, wow, this would have been really helpful. So just a fun tip for you guys if you're trying to experiment. Oh no!
Blunder!
So there were some pro players that were making, sort of jokes on social media saying, I can't even think of a board that Lord Godfrey doesn't clear.
Well,
and Orange is probably thinking that in his head right now.
Correct. He cannot think of a board that Lord Godfrey doesn't clear.
Yeah, he didn't think of it.
You can realize them, but thinking of it, much more difficult.
Yeah. It doesn't clear everything. You do have to have a 2-health minion to start, or 1 health.
Yeah, the Grizzly guy is not so good. That 5 mana that Alliestrasza's got in hand, that guy, he loses a health for each card your opponent has in hand. So against aggro, that's usually a pretty good tool. I mean, oftentimes they'll have between 0 and 3 cards in hand. So you're looking at like 3/9 taunt a lot of times for that. Against Warlock, however, they're often going to have 7, 8, 9 cards in hand. Loses a little bit of weight, so there's some hit and miss with that card.
Yeah. All Orange needed to do on the previous turn was attack one of his Voidwalkers, I believe, into the
single one.
Yeah. But just kind of, probably got a little bit of ahead of himself. It happens to the best of us.
Especially with, we're talking day 1 of new cards.
Yeah.
Hasn't even been out for 48 hours. How much time could you have really had to go through the motions of memorizing simple formulas for Lord Godfrey activation checks?
But it still looks like Orange has a pretty considerable lead. Now, Alliestrasza will be able to get, if she picks up one more taunt minion, we'll be able to get the Soul Frost online. But is it too late since Orange has such a massive board?
Well, that's 8 damage to the board with another tank up activation, 9 damage with shield block. There's some stuff going on here. The problem is that Orange has got Blood Reaver Gul'dan in hand, so she would need to do that twice.
She does have, looks like the 2 copies of the Reckless Flurry, but not the second one in hand. And she still needs another taunt minion to be able to complete the quest. She has no hope of winning the game unless she starts to get that 8 damage online.
I spotted the out. You leave the Void, the 1/3s, the Void Walkers there. You get Sulfuros online, and just every single shot hits Orange in the face. Every single one.
Admirable. You're
Brawl! Oh!
Brawl is usually best saved for post Soul Frost because it allows you to isolate a target.
But that's the second board clear is the key.
Yeah, so now has at least somewhat of an answer to Blood River.
I wonder why she tanked it first there. Because she had 9 armor, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe
yeah, that's just a little bit of a mechanical mistake. Does she want to take damage for anything?
No, because it's an odd cost card deck, so she does not have access to Battle Rage.
Yeah, just a little bit of a mechanical. Orange is Orange does a big one, but you gotta do a little one for Orange too. You're like, here, I know I would have taken a little extra damage here. Let me tank up first.
Making him feel a little bit better about it himself for the Lord Godfrey. How kind. We're just going to keep tapping away.
Tippity tapping. Something funny about just having 7 taunts in play.
7 taunts and only 10 power. Gonna heal up off his own Voidwalker in order to make space for the Doomguard to be summoned next turn. Ooh.
I mean, now Allie's got some pieces moving now. I mean, this is not totally out of reach. She's missing a taunt. But Tank Up's negating 4 of the 9 damage on board right now.
But with the Dark Pact being played in the Voidwalker, Alliestrasza has to realize that there's probably a demon in hand, and since both Voidwalkers have been naturally pulled from the hand, it's going to be a Doomguard, so the pressure's going to be a little bit higher.
What now?
I'm honestly just thinking about slamming the Baku here.
I was thinking about it. I kind of just want to draw cards, too. You know, you got to think about what's in your deck right now and how you get out of these situations. When
yeah, she does need to get the taunt.
Ton of new cards in your deck. And, you know, you don't know exactly what's in Orange's deck either. He's got some new stuff in there. It's a little bit harder. Voodoo Doll, of course, also very welcome in a lot of the Q block decks using Dark Pact, or just Mortal Coil it. Or even just sweeping it up in an AoE with Defile, and you can kill a lot of big stuff very easily with Voodoo Doll.
Or even just leaving it there.
I've done that, and it didn't feel very good when I got Spellbreakered. I was like, I should have just waited.
I should have just taken the 14 damage from his Furnace Fire Colossus.
Furnace Fire Colossus. Oh, that's the replay all your weapons. It just replays them all like it's like an inverse effect.
Ah, so it already exists.
Hellfire. Just to make board space, I guess? Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And the Baleful Banker, which will shuffle another Doomguard.
Get in there, Doomguard.
Back into your deck. A similar effect to the, was it Manic Soulcaster?
Yeah.
The 3-mana 3/4 Mage card.
That's right.
Which I don't believe is in the format anymore.
No, that was,
it was part of Mean Streets of Gadgetzan.
Yeah. So Allie draws a couple taunts. She's got the Phantom Militia. Is that what it's called?
Phantom Militia, yes.
2/4 with Echo. Echo allows you to replay the card as many times as you can in that turn for its same mana cost. But she's under heat. So she's got to check the board. She's got to defend herself. She's got to find a way to launch an assault on Orange. And once again, combo style decks are really what a lot of control decks are going to suffer to.
Yes.
Their goal is to kill a lot of just very efficient minions that your opponent plays, and then to have an inevitability condition towards the end.
Quest finally complete, but it may be just a little bit too late. Orange is still sitting at a healthy life total of 20.
No demon this turn though. He's gotta use the old Blood Reaver Gul'dan if he wants that.
Oh no.
Well, if there's no Doomguard.
There's one Doomguard.
Yeah, but if it doesn't get summoned, there's only 7 spaces.
Oh yeah. 7 Voidwalker. Nope.
And that's Doomguard. Wow, that's actually, I forgot about the Flame Imp too. That's quite unlucky for Allie.
Yeah, there was a lot of low-cost demons in the pool. There was a chance for 7 Voidwalkers.
It doesn't shred it, so I mean, this is very certainly, in my opinion, a brawl turn. It's just how do you brawl? Is it Ironbeak Owl with the 3/9 in brawl, so that way if it dies, Orange doesn't get the taunts, so that maybe you can clear the way for Sulfuros to get big? Do you maybe just play a bunch of taunts on your own?
Or if you're feeling exceptionally unlucky, you can Voodoo Doll brawl to guarantee that the Void Lord dies.
The problem is the 1/3s though.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's some sort of brawl. That's kind of where my head is sitting right now. I could see like a pair of taunts and a tank up. just force Orange to try to push through it with a bunch of relatively attacking efficient minions. But that opens her up to if Orange has got the Voodoo Doll of his own, if he's got big spell stones that have been buffed up. So I like this play. This is, I think, the best chance. Oh, the Iron Beak Owl was so close. He needed to take out one little Flame Imp.
The final battle was between Flame Imp and Iron Beak Owl. But stifled a lot of the pressure. Got through the only wave of demons.
That's a Doomguard. That's a cube. And that's hero powers for days.
Yeah, I mean, this turn just looks, to be honest, like a hero power attack with the Flame Imp pass to set up for next turn. The Doomguard being summoned. And then you can Q plus Ratcatcher to get through a taunt.
Yep. Q plus Ratcatcher. That's a lot. That's 3 Doomguards attacking that turn.
Yeah, I just don't see a way out for Alliestrasza here. She just doesn't have enough time to deal the remaining 28 points of damage plus some because of the hero power health swing.
Yeah, one of the big things I feel like you miss with Odd Cost Warrior is the ability to play Dry Whisker or Armorer, get 14 armor from your opponent's board, and then brawl. That to me has been one of the major stabilizing tools for a lot of control warrior decks. Is just the big armor swings they get when your opponent has a full board and then clearing it out. So it gives you time to actually do something post-response to your brawl as well. So if your opponent keeps initiative very well, you have something that keeps compounding that issue over and over again.
Yeah. Also, you can't play Rotface. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Can't play any even cost cards. Rotface. Why was that? It's the first one you go to.
It's an 8-mana warrior legendary.
It's a good card.
He's a good guy.
Poor little Flame Imp. He's so young.
And it looks like that is... no. Not quite. Oh, no, it is. 13 health. Yep. Because he can fit in a hero power as well.
Ah, yeah.
So it looks like that's exactly 13 damage. Because Orange has the Rat Catcher to be able to activate the cube. And then hero power to finish the game. It looks like Orange is going to take game number 3.
So at keyword rush. Rushes can attack minions this turn. Can't attack players this turn.
Yeah, but Ratcatcher just also has the added benefit of a lot of times you just need something to activate your cube on the same turn that you play it.
It's a good card.
And it has the bonus of that it gains stats and it gains that rush. You can push through and then push through damage with Doom Guards. Very nice addition to the deck. And